Hello everyone! There are a number of scenarios for the last days of the world, and I would like to discuss one of them. This is the fall of a giant asteroid or comet. It is the fall of a visitor from the distant universe, deflected by the gravity of the Earth where we live. Will we be able to survive such an apocalyptic natural disaster? Or will humanity repeat the fate of the dinosaurs? Welcome to our channel. But folks, don't look up. Please stop looking up at the sky and call off the evacuation. This is a drill. Let's get to the bottom of this in a relaxed manner. Then let's get started. How imminent is the crisis? For an asteroid to impact the Earth, of course, it must first come closer. There are two possible forms of this. The first one is due to spontaneous reasons, in which the asteroid simply moved closer as a result of following its own orbit. Other reasons are external, such as being attracted by the gravity of a celestial body other than its own. It is a well-known fact among scientists that some asteroids regularly approach the Earth while orbiting the Sun. For example, Apophis and Kruithna. Apophis will come very close to the Earth in 2029, possibly even closer than some geostationary satellites. Kruithna moves across the Earth's orbit, which is very interesting because it has the same period of orbiting the Sun as the Earth. In addition, there are many other objects similar to these in asteroid groups, including Aten Group and Apollo Group. Theoretically, these asteroids could be captured by the Earth's gravitational pull, since they pass very close to the Earth. Maybe the space visitors that made the dinosaurs extinct also belong to one of these groups. It is also possible that visitors from outside the solar system, such as Oumuamua, could fly into our solar system. Or a giant planet might pass on to our direction, an asteroid or comet from its gravitational field. The probability of this happening is very low, and it is more likely that we will collide with an asteroid that exists around the Earth. But we cannot ignore it. The famous asteroid that exterminated the dinosaurs and formed the Chicxulub crater around present-day Mexico was at least 10 kilometers in diameter. It is estimated that an object of this size should fall to Earth approximately once every 100 million years. That means we have about 34 million years to prepare. However, past figures are not very reliable. How to stop an asteroid? 100 years ago, mankind would not have been able to prevent an asteroid from hitting Earth. Today, fortunately, we have the means to prevent it. If some celestial body comes dangerously close to our planet, we can stop it. The first thing that scientists and the military can do is to try to destroy the asteroids and comets that threaten our planet. Nuclear weapons might be used for that purpose. Of course, after several disarmament treaties, the number of nuclear weapons is much smaller these days than it was, for example, in the 1960s and 1970s. But the nuclear weapons of some countries are still a serious threat. But nuclear weapons are not panaceas either. The nuclear weapons themselves must somehow be delivered to the uninvited visitors. Intercontinental ballistic missiles would be used for this purpose, but they do not have very long ranges. From the perspective of the scale of the universe, 16,000 kilometers is not much. Also, they are originally designed to strike terrestrial targets, not space targets. Another method would be to transport powerful explosives to the surface of the asteroid and detonate them. But even in that case, the explosive power may not be sufficient. And even if it were successfully detonated, there would be further problems. If the explosion shattered the asteroid, there would be not one, but several dangerous objects, and their trajectories would be unpredictable. Therefore, the asteroid must be overkilled, as the gamers term it, and completely shattered. Or you may need to blow up the celestial body to the point where it is not completely destroyed and have it change its orbit. Hopefully, it will move away from the Earth as it is. a bolt from the blue. But what if the asteroid cannot be destroyed or its orbit altered? When that happens, it would crash into the Earth, but what awaits us would be a catastrophic natural disaster. What exactly would happen, and to what extent it would affect us, depends on the point on the Earth where it would fall. Most of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans. Therefore, based on pure probability theory, the most likely place for an asteroid to crash would be in the ocean. What then would be triggered is an unimaginably huge scale of tsunami. Tsunamis of several tens or even hundreds of meters in height would run around the Earth. There would be nothing more that can be done in the countries along the seashore. Every low-lying area would sink to the bottom of the sea. Tsunamis would wipe out cities and civil engineering structures with secondary disasters. As an example, there could be radioactive contamination in the event of a nuclear power plant disaster, as well as massive ocean spills of fossil fuels. High elevation areas and the interior of continents such as Central Asia, the Americas, and Africa would be relatively safe. However, even the people living there would have to deal with various problems. There would be an influx of refugees and political and economic instability. The map of the world would be transformed. The world would not only be politically, but also geographically similar to the past. Some regions would sink to the bottom of the ocean, while others rising up from the seafloor. Humanity would be in unprecedented danger, but the civilization itself would survive. But there would be many casualties, and science and technology would regress. The main producers of precision electronics are Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea, which are islands or coastal countries, and unfortunately would be expected to suffer severe damage. If the asteroid were to hit land, the damage would be much more severe. First, there would be tremendous fire and destruction at the crash site. The impact of the meteorite would cause a massive uplift of rocks and dust from the surface of the Earth. Some would fly very high above the surface and fall headlong to the Earth in a rain of fire. There would be intense fires and strong earthquakes that would destroy entire cities and hit the entire planet. Coastal areas would experience tectonic surge waves. While the impact would not be as widespread as if an asteroid were to hit the ocean, the damage would still be significant. And where there are such disasters, there would also be a lot of human casualties and technological disasters. But these are only the prelude to the worst. The great amount of dust in the air would cover the sun for many years. A new ice age would come, and darkness would prevail for a long time. Even in the daytime, there would be at most as little light as on a night with a full moon. Huge numbers of plants and animals would be affected. The mass extinction that occurred 66 million years ago between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods would be reproduced exactly as it happened. Of course, modern civilization that we are all familiar with would come to an end. Epidemic, famine, and conflict would greatly diminish humanity. The population of the Earth would decline very rapidly, perhaps around to 1/10 of what it was before. But would humanity repeat the fate of the dinosaurs? Perhaps not. For a few years, we would rely on stockpiles and underground shelters to keep us alive. And when the Earth clears up a bit and the Great Spring begins, they may try to resume farming. A contingency storehouse, like the Svalbard Global Seed Vault on the Svalbard Islands, would help with that. Earth may remain what it looks like in apocalyptic movies for a long time, but humanity would not disappear. Now, having said those optimistic things, we would like to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to and like our channel, and to share this episode on your social networking sites. Thank you in advance. This is where we say goodbye for a while. See you again. Bye.